This next match is a dark horse for match of the night. Sage Phillips taking on Brayden Lee.
And Sage, I mean, Lurch, you know a little bit better than I do about his mindset coming into here, feeling like he's overlooked by Emerge, by not even just the fans, but by management as well.
Sure. And it is all about the mindset of Sage Phillips right now. We've talked about it. You mentioned he has changed that. He has dropped. He used to be teamed up here with Cole Radrick. He has pushed that to the side. He is a man on a mission to prove himself as a singles wrestler. And yeah, he has been overlooked.
Sage Phillips has taken a long route. This man has been in and around wrestling for nearly a decade at this point. I remember doing video and commentary with him way back when. And to see the growth, development, the strength building of Sage Phillips is just something to behold when I think back and remember, you know, Sage Phillips before he became the ring wizard.
Well, and I think that speaks a lot to his, you know, being a student of the game. I mean, he's done it all. He knows all aspects of this business, and the actual masterclass in between the ropes is the biggest part to it. We talk about him thinking that he's overlooked, what have you, and he feels like Brayden Lee is somebody who's getting a lot of attention, who's getting a lot of eyes on him, so he might as well just take it right to him.
The ring acumen helped built up by none other than Billy Rock for Sage Phillips. But one man who has a lot of ring acumen himself is that man right there, Brayden Lee. A little bit of a different look on him right now, not the same kind of swagger that we're used to seeing from Brayden Lee.
Well, it's beautiful because, I mean, the dude's only a couple of years in, and so he's still finding himself. He's still evolving as well, but every transformation is better than the last.
And that is something to be said because he was already a man on fire previously. And now coming in looking like he's, you know, got a bit more seriousness behind him.
Well, and look at that. I mean, and every time I see him, dude is more and more jacked. And of course, just because he can, right?
I mean, why not? I mean, if you could do that too, Lurch, I'm sure you would.
Well, I can, but I choose not to all the time, okay?
Okay.
It's all about control.
I'm sure that is the case there. We'll take a look after the show. Maybe I'll give you a few pointers and help you out as well.
Okay.
A little bit of mixed reaction for him. I mean, I think he'll take anything, but these fans are not sure how to feel about him. I mean, they've loved him, they've hated him. I think they're just excited to see this match.
Oh yeah, ever since this match was announced, I knew that this was going to be a barn burner of a match. These two men can absolutely go. Technicality abound between the two of them. You know, Brayden Lee, former collegiate champion. You know, Sage Phillips trained by Billy Rock, one of the best ring technicians, not only in the state of Indiana, not only in the Midwest, but in the entire United States.
And this could go, you know, any which way it can't go. They're both high flyers. They're both mat technicians. I think we're going to start with a feeling out process.
I do not believe they've actually faced off against each other, so it is that kind of feeling out process, understanding where the strengths and weaknesses lie. And already we're seeing Sage might have done a little bit of homework there as Brayden tried to roll through and Sage just followed it right up. Oh!
That quickness, that agility. He's right, that close. He's right about that.
Anybody else?
Looking to take the arm out early. It's not where a lot of Brayden's strength lies. Yes, he does have a lot of that arm strength, but his strength is in his agility, his speed, the leg strength. And that's where now it looks like Sage is trying to target, but Brayden get the break out, get that side headlock in.
This is exactly where I expected us to be into this match. I mean, catch as catch can. These dudes are going for broke, and I won't even say that either particular competitor has an advantage here because they seem to have each other's numbers. Woo, buddy!
Wow.
Brayden, a little bit awkward landing there, made it okay.
Effortless.
Oh, and there!
Taking his head off.
Talk about effortless. That was an effortless drop kick from the Brazy one, sending Sage Phillips into the corner.
Young Brazy trying to change that mindset of the ring wizard.
And I see Brayden hurt him. The look on Brayden's face, he hurt himself on that. That's when you know you got all of it.
Oh, are you kidding?
I mean, he might have just caved in Sage's chest.
Third time's a charm, huh?
I think Brayden wisely avoiding that.
Sage knew that that's what he was about to do. That's why.
Oh, Brayden, though, catching Sage, looking for that back elbow. Is that strength going to come into play here for Brayden? But no, Sage, break of the eyes to get a little bit of control. There's the wheelbarrow through. Oh, all right. And
anyway, to get the upper hand once again.
Sage saying the kick is good. Again, not something we expected coming out that rope through. Maybe looking for an elbow drop, maybe looking for something else. Kicks the elbow and then immediately goes to work, stomping on that arm.
Oh, that was disgusting.
I mean, you can tell Sage Phillips is not distracted in this match. He's not having to worry about anything else but Brayden Lee and focusing on the victory.
Well, I mean, with Sage, that's another man with nothing to lose and everything to gain.
That was a sadistic look from Sage off of that ring choke, just pulling all the way back to his head, just tongue out. And, you know, it's a side of Sage Phillips that he's had to tap into recently, because not only does he feel like he's, you know, been given the short end of the stick here at Emerge, but, you know, elsewhere feels like he's been looked over, passed over, and every little opportunity, so he gets a 2 count there, is every opportunity he can get to try to continue to change the minds of the people.
He's gonna have to be careful. I mean, I get those feelings. I understand his emotions. However, you can't let that get the best of you. And it looks like he's doing a great job of maintaining and controlling his emotions right now, as he's got crazy, exactly like a recliner.
Ooh, what is this? One, the shoulders were down, but the twist, the torque on the shoulders. I mean, this is the mat technician.
Sage Phillips expecting a quicker count there. I mean, he had the shoulders down from my vantage point.
The ring wizardry of Sage Phillips coming into play there. Big stomp. Brayden tried to develop a head of steam and just gets cut off. Brayden, once again, Sage going with the arms, cutting off some of the strength there. Trying to isolate out that one part there from Brayden Lee, take away part of his game.
And taking away any part of Brayden's game, you have to. The dude's he's so versatile. He's got so much going for him that you just have to take it out, the snake right at the head of it.
Continuing to work away, pulling away the nose, the eyes. And again, Sage tapping into that more sadistic part. Something that, you know, I've never seen from him, and I've known him for a decade almost.
And he's had, you know, some of that viciousness in him just because he's, you know, such a great mat technician, and you have to be, but not to this level.
Sage might be out on his feet after that enziguri from Brayden Lee. Flipped it through, and now, looking like he was going to go up top, but gets caught. Sending Sage over. Sage landing on his feet has the advantage there. Brayden is still reeling from all those attacks to the arm, the shoulders. And again, the ring wizard pulling out some magic. Oh, looking for that slingshot, but it's going to get blocked. Standing Spanish fly!
What about effortless? What about that, huh?
That was downright beautiful from Brayden Lee. Might have taken just as much out of Brayden Lee, though. He's trying to recover. So referee's up to a 4 count. But sometimes you have to go for those big shots to give yourself a gap in the match.
Yeah, even just to break even in the match itself. Holding that arm to his side. Good Lord, that doesn't look like it's in good shape.
Oh no. I've had shoulder injuries, arm injuries myself. When you're holding your arm at your side, at your chest like that, it's never a good sign for that shoulder.
Yeah, if you've had shoulder injuries, but you haven't been across the ring from somebody like Sage who can pick that apart.
Nope, not at all, and I don't plan to. That's why I'm back here.
Crazy.
Woo!
Landed
On his feet!
And then follows it up. 1, 2, 3. No, 2 count. Referee just out of position to start that count. I think Brayden was a little shocked by that. Wanted to try to pick up the victory there.
And I don't think you can take it away from Sage, too. The referee might have been out of position for that half second, but Sage knew where that count was and just had it in him. Just had enough to kick out.
That is the ring awareness of Sage, knowing that the referee is going to take a little bit more time. Give himself a moment to catch his breath. Give himself a moment to recuperate. As now, again, working the fingers, continuing to work away at Brayden Lee, but Brayden right back with a kick off the ropes. Quick German suplex there from Sage, and then a Shining Wizard-esque kick to the side of the head. What? Kidding me?
Wow, he picked him up.
1, 2. But there's Brayden Lee wisely enough, grabs the ropes, save the energy, save the effort.
Excellent mindset being showcased by the Ring Wizard here, Sage Phillips. Unfortunately, that suplex was just right there next to the ropes.
But that was a brilliant move from Sage Phillips, picking up Brayden Lee off the mat by 1 arm.
Catching him off guard.
And
Both
now
these men spent.
Oh, yes.
Completely spent.
Lots. Both men, though, they're spent, but they still got gas left in the tank. These two can go. Although Brayden,
Giving Sage just enough time to roll out of that.
yeah,
And he's lucky. Boy, is he ever lucky.
just as I said, got the gas left in the tank. It looked like Brayden might have found himself on either as he's trying to go for that springboard. Yeah, you can tell. Brayden is caught. Here comes Sage, though, looking for a big suicide dive, but it gets caught. But it's still enough that Sage can try to get a little bit more of an advantage as he's going for the high-risk district.
Yeah, maintaining control.
Oh, the drop kick to the arm of Brayden.
And somebody who has that in-ring intelligence, they want to stay in control of the match.
Looking for maybe a crucifix, and ends up pulling through.
Oh, I thought that was it.
And then immediately turns it into a crossface.
No wasted motions for Sage Phillips here tonight.
And this victory could put Sage back on the Emerge map right now. This could prevent him from being overlooked. Brayden breaks the count.
Well, I agree with you. If there is any overlooking, a win over Brayden here tonight would certainly squash any of that.
Both of these men could make some big strides towards either the Outbreak Championship or the Emerge Championship. Either way with a victory, but they're both looking very impressive tonight either way. Commissioner Chris Lowe has got a lot on his plate for these future championship opportunities, regardless of outcome.
Yeah, and as he normally does with the depth of roster that we have here at Emerge. These two showcasing exactly that depth.
Oh, Sage thinking he's wise enough, but gets caught by the sling blade as Brayden slowly trying to make his way back up to the top rope, looking for something big. With that springboard 450, nobody home.
No dice on that one, and once again, Sage lucky that he was able to roll out of the way because would have been scraping him off the mat at that point.
Sage looking for something deadly here.
Yeah,
Once again,
we are used to seeing Brayden Lee landing those maneuvers on his opponent, but that changed mindset of Sage Phillip is preventing Brayden from hitting those big
two.
Oh, and he almost got the win.
Almost stole that out of pocket of Sage Phillips. Sage now continuing.
You see him grab right for the arm. He goes right for it.
Oh, what a clothesline! Okay, we don't normally talk about the power of Brayden Lee, but that power might have done it. Tornado DDT. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Brayden Lee with a massive clothesline into the tornado DDT. Picks up a well-fought, well-earned victory over Sage Phillips.
What a match.
What is David Lee doing out here?
David Lee's back.
Yeah.
We just saw him with Jeremy Hadley earlier, helping Hadley secure a victory. What is he doing out here?
Is he conferring with Sage?
We do know David Lee is possibly Jeremy Hadley's campaign manager, from what I understand.
He's campaigning now?
Maybe he's trying to get him on that President Hadley mindset, you know? Maybe he's trying to, you know? Obviously, Sage is in need of some sort of mindset. Being able to find it here in Emerge. He was so close. He was so close.
Oh, that is not a look that I've ever seen from Sage Phillips.
He's just as confused as we are. I thought maybe this was premeditated, but apparently not.
Confused, disgusted, frustration.
Disappointed.
Exactly, but Sage.
David Lee is here to provide that support.
Is David Lee really the man that you want consoling you? The man that you want there picking you up?